Somalia's president says the death toll has risen to at least 100 after 2 car bombs hit the capital Mogadishu. Hundreds more people were injured. The al-Qaida-linked al-Shabab extremist group has claimed responsibility for the attack.
Terror struck in the heart of the Somali capital. 2 cars loaded with explosives tore through a busy intersection near several government offices. The first blast hit the Education Ministry compound. Several minutes later came the second explosion, just as ambulances started to arrive. The cloud of smoke shows the power of the blasts.
I was in the area when the first explosion went off. After that, I ran away. I saw many dead people, but I don't know the exact number. May God have mercy on the dead people and help the injured.
This is the deadliest attack in Somalia since a truck bombing at the same spot in 2017 killed more than 500 people. Dozens of people gathered outside hospitals to search for missing loved ones. Claiming responsibility for the attack, the al-Qaida-linked al-Shabab group called the Education Ministry an enemy base that receives support from non-Muslim countries. Somalia's president visited the site of the blast and vowed to continue fighting the Islamists.
We and the Muslim Somali people are at war with these men. As we speak, fighting is going on in many parts of the country.
While the president says government forces are winning, fighters from the group continue to stage attacks on military, government, and civilian targets.
Let's turn to Mohamud. He's a senior analyst at the International Crisis Group, an independent think tank working to prevent wars and solve conflicts. Welcome to DW, sir. I want to start by asking how common are such attacks in Somalia's capital, Mogadishu?
Well, unfortunately, al-Shabaab's shown an ability to penetrate Mogadishu. These attacks are not that infrequent. It seems every couple months or so there's some sort of major incident. But this one's particularly unique given the civilian death toll, given how close it was to a major road and intersection. And it really brings back shades of a very significant attack, I think, as you mentioned in your segment, from 5 years ago, which had massive civilian casualties, upwards from 500-600. So it's the most significant attack like that since then. But unfortunately, al-Shabaab is quite active in Mogadishu.
The government says it's winning the war against al-Shabaab, but isn't that claim difficult to accept when attacks like this happen, and not infrequently?
Well, I mean, the government's undertaken a new offensive against al-Shabaab in certain areas of their control, especially in central Somalia, and they have been able to seize a significant amount of territory, and this, they do have a bit of momentum on their side. But of course, al-Shabaab has the ability to react. Tough questions should be asked as to if there's so much security protection within Mogadishu, how is the group still able to bring in these types of explosives into the city? How is this able to happen on, at least a semi-regular basis? So I think you'll continue to see these types of incidents. Both sides are kind of committed to a war footing right now. So unfortunately, more violence is likely to transpire.
Let's get some perspective here. What's at the core of the conflict in Somalia between Islamist militias and the government?
Well, al-Shabaab will say that the Somali government is really a Western-backed government. It is basically installed there by Western allies and is a secular government and kind of goes against their version of Sharia and against Islam as a whole. They also have a very particular point of contention by the fact that there are foreign troops present on Somali soil. So they've been fighting this war for about 15, 16 years by now, but it seems that both sides probably need to try to figure out a way that, yes, I mean, they're going to continue fighting each other, but at the end, how long can this continue for? There needs to be other sorts of tracks, and I think the dialogues as well, as difficult as that is to imagine right now.
A dynamic situation for sure. That is Mohamud from the International Crisis Group. Many thanks for your perspective.
Thank you.